Yo, greetings. Welcome to Alchemy of Fear. This is day 2, and this is for people who want to feel like there's something they can do right now. There's many things we can't change, but like I said yesterday, this is for people who want to do what they can do. This is for you if you want to put your focus on what is the opportunity right now. Right now, we have this amazing opportunity to transform our relationship with fear. And I've used the word alchemy because whatever we're afraid of, we're all afraid of something, whether we're terrified or just a little bit afraid. But it's okay, and I said that yesterday. It's okay wherever you're at. It's okay. Don't worry. If you're like on a 10 out of 10 for fear right now, it's okay. And the question then is, what are you going to do with that? The opportunity for alchemy is to recalibrate your system. It's to look and see what magic is hiding underneath that fear. What is the gold? And I've set up this free 10-day course to help you with that. So today, I want to talk about setting up a little routine for yourself for daily self-maintenance. Okay, so this is called today's episode is called Taking Responsibility for Yourself and Others. So most people want to do their best, and I'm hoping I can share an idea that you can put into place, that you can implement. And I know that if you implement this, it is going to make a difference. And I want you to prove me right or prove me wrong. But, if you want to jump in, this is what you need to do. Okay. So, of course, send me a message, reply. So far, I've already had 15 people jump in, which is fantastic. What I want to do personally is I want to send out a ripple of alchemy. I want to send this out as a ripple of helping people, anyone who wants to feel more calm, more in control, having a better relationship with their fear. I want to send that out as a ripple so we know how quickly and how quickly fear can spread. Now, this is not the place to talk about what's going on. Is the government doing the right thing? Is there a conspiracy? I'm open to that dialogue. However, I'm talking about the practical shit that we're facing right now. And this fear virus is real. And it's so easy to spread the fear virus from one person to another. And the first thing I want you to do is use that thermometer. There's so many parallels here from what we're being asked to do in the physical world to what I'm asking you to do here in your inner world. As within, so without. Now, personally, I feel that we human beings are super powerful, and whatever's resonating inside of us, whatever we feel charged and emotional about, collectively, as 7 billion people, I believe that takes effect on the outer level. Now, if that's a bit woo-woo for you, don't worry. What you do on an inner level, 100% will change your experience on an outer level. So I'm asking you to set up a routine every single day. Could be 5 minutes, could be an hour, maybe 15 minutes is about right. But just to check in with yourself. You know how here in Thailand they're putting in, there's places where there's in the world where there's checkpoints where, someone's going to look you in the eye. Do you look unwell? They might take your temperature and say, okay, if you look really sick, hang on a minute. Don't proceed with the rest of your day. Yeah. So this fear virus, it's like if you're on 10 out of 10 for fear, if you take your temperature from 1 to 10 and you're like, what's my fear level today? Fuck, I'm on a 9. Then, do something about it. Drop me a line, reach out to someone and say, hey, I'm feeling really afraid. Could I talk this out? And that's very, very different from just talking and saying, oh, this is happening and that's happening. So take a hold of it for yourself. Take a hold of yourself, and it's okay if you have fear, but let's start to have a dialogue with that fear, and to just start by saying, hey, I'm feeling afraid right now. That's a really good starting point. If you do nothing else but saying, fuck, this week I've been noticing I'm really tense in my body. I'm feeling afraid, you know. And if you want to go one step further, if you're doing this challenge, if you want to take this on, then start to say, well, what am I afraid of, you know? So I was like, okay, what are people afraid of? Well, I made a bit of a list for myself. You know, the first immediate concern is fear of health. And, you know, if you're an at risk group, you know, it's purely legitimate to be afraid for your health. You thanks, I'm glad you like this shirt. Hi, Kerry. And let's do this with some joy. And it's okay to have fun, you know. Fun can be the first casualty. I'm not saying be irresponsible. Do whatever you feel you need to do, but let's keep some lightness to this. You know, you're probably not going to die. And if you are going to die, well, you know, you might as well enjoy your last few days here. So either way, there's no point getting super serious about this. But what are people afraid of? Well, you know, my health, the health of loved ones, the health of other people, you know, whatever's going on. It's like no one wants to see other people suffering, and there's people who are facing this in the front lines, you know. So nobody wants people to suffer. So we're afraid that people are suffering. We're afraid that I might have fear that if I do something, it might affect someone else, or someone else might be doing something that might affect someone else on the physical level. Okay. You know, one of my fears is I might not have enough good food to eat. You know, my supply of food and water might be compromised. People are afraid of having loss of freedom, you know, that there may be something, I may be forced to do something I do not want to do. Maybe someone's going to come with a big needle and want to stick it in me and say it's for my own good and that I have to do it. And I don't want that. That's me. And I do know that people are suffering from the isolation and the separation and mental health issues. You know, we all know it's healthy to go out and take walks and exercise and have good, healthy human connection. And so that's a casualty. Now, whatever's going on, that's real. Okay. However, we're talking about looking at fears, and fear of fear is the biggest thing. So just to reiterate, I want you to set up a checkpoint for yourself. You know, if you have to go out, if you choose to go out, then when you're going out that door, what's your fear level? What are you on? Are you on a 5? Are you on a 2? Whatever it is, just pick a number, yeah? And let's just be real. Right now, what's your number? So if you're watching this, what's your fear number right now? And if you want to share, what kind of things are you afraid of? Then we can start to have a bit of a dialogue with fear. Now, some really cool exercises you can do. I'm going to be sharing some tools, and you're warmly welcome to use any of these tools that have been passed on to me or I've developed. And today I want to talk about this. So, you know, if you have a high temperature and you're coughing and you suspect that you might be sick, then the responsible thing to do is quarantine yourself. Yeah? So whether it's going out on social media, sharing information, guns blazing, writing comments, or going out and seeing other people or talking to other people or communicating, take stock of your own fear level first. And I have a rule for myself. I do not want to be taking in other people's fear energy anything higher than a level 3. You know, so if someone's a level 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, I'm available to help that person to become less fearful. But I'm not looking for that person to tell me things, or, you know, I'm not looking for that person to give me advice. Do you see what I mean here? It's like, fit your own oxygen mask first. Take care of yourself. Check you're at a nice low level. And if you feel good and you want to share a message out of a place of love, and you've got good communication skills, then share a message to help people to not be so afraid. You might want to share this video if you feel you have friends who would benefit from this. Feel free to tag them in. And, you know, if you want to share this message, by all means, if you feel that it's going to help people around you to take a hold of themselves and feel less fearful, please do this. You know, so far we've got 15 people, but what if each one of you can take hold of your fear and, you know, look after yourself first, but as and when you're ready. Like Kerry just said, hey, I'm much better than yesterday, thanks, maybe a 2. So Kerry, you know, if you're you could if you want to send out your own message of saying, hey, let's face this fear. Imagine if each of the 15 people from yesterday, there's going to be new people joining in today, but what if each of those 15 people sent that message out to 15 people? That's 625 people, and then they can send that message out. Even if what each person just reaches out to 2 people and says, hey, where are you at? How's your fear today? Now, I'm going to give you a very brief example of how you can start to have a dialogue with the part of you that's afraid. So whether it's something sitting on your shoulder or behind your head, or whether you want to sit fear down at the table, let's sit down and have a conversation. Fear, how are you doing today? And fear might say, hey, well, today I'm feeling a bit, I'm very present here. I'm on about a 5 out of 10. Okay, fear, what message have you got for me? Well, fear says, I want to help keep you safe. I want to make sure you do the right thing. I want to make sure that you don't infect other people. Okay, thank you, fear. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that you're trying to keep me safe, that you want me to not bring myself to harm, and that you want me to care for other people. Pretty much every message I see going around is because people care. Now, whether they're passing on recommendations or sharing information that could be rumors, or whether it's a conspiracy or whatever, people do it because they care. So, let's keep on talking to fear. Okay, fear, well, what is it you want me to know? Well, I want you to take this seriously. Okay, but is it okay if I still have a bit of fun along the journey? And fear says, yeah, okay, I guess so, as long as I know that you're taking care, as long as I know that you're following the guidelines. Okay, well, what guidelines is it that you want me to follow? Well, I want you to wear a mask when you go out in public. Well, I don't really feel like wearing a mask when I go out in public. Yeah, but you might get arrested, or you might be spreading a disease, you might be putting other people at risk, or you might be you might be fined, or other people might feel nervous. Yeah, good point, fear. Thank you for pointing that out to me, fear. Maybe I will take a mask out with me. I don't really like wearing it, and I don't really feel there's a need for it, but okay, just in case, I'll take a mask out, and if I go into someone's shop, I'll put it on, so that person, if they want me to, or if I feel I should, so we can start to have a dialogue with fear. And then I can say, fear, okay, you were at 5 out of 10. How are you doing right now? And fear could say, hey, you know what? I feel like you listened to me. I feel like you heard me. And I'd be like, okay, well, is there anything else? Fear could be like, yeah, I'm down at like a 3 out of 10 now. Okay, great. So do you see how it works? Now, this might seem weird. You might feel like a bit of a nutter. You might feel like, who is this guy talk? Like, right now I've got neighbors here. They probably think I'm fucking nuts. We're all sort of at a distance from each other. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like, hey, have a dialogue with fear. Now, fear can be useful. Fear can be useful if it has a message for you, if it's trying to keep you safe, if it's trying to keep other people safe. There is nothing wrong with fear. But fear is designed to be that, like, yep, adrenaline, like, quick, do something that needs to be done. Yeah? It's not designed to be there. Like, we know the health benefits from having elevated cortisol. Sorry if I got that. Is it cortisol or cortisone? Whatever it is, that adrenaline that's going around your system. It's not healthy to have that at a high level for a sustained period of time. Think about if you're a caveman and you need to run away from a fucking saber-toothed tiger. Yes, fear is useful. So you may want to sit down and have a dialogue with fear like that. You may want to journal it and have a conversation, me and fear. You may have other ways, you may have other ways for engaging with fear. I'm going to be sharing the work of Byron Katie. I'm going to be sharing other things, but really, I would encourage you to implement this fear hygiene, It's like washing your hands, yeah? There may be it's possible, there could be some germs on your hands that then you come into contact, you touch someone else picks it up, someone else may pick that up and become ill. It's possible. I'm not sure, but it's possible. So, we're acting as if it could be happening and we're taking care. Same thing with fear. Yeah? If you're like, and you go around other people, you're going to affect other people. And that's what I mean by taking responsibility. So remember to breathe. There is so much we can do. There's various techniques. And I'm going to be sharing different techniques. But remember, if you're down with this, if you're going to take a stand and be accountable to yourself, do something every day. Develop your fear hygiene routine. And I love to know what it is. It sure is, isn't it, Kerry? Fear contagion is a thing. So, what would we call it? What would we call it? What would be the opposite of fear contagion? Yeah? Now, I'm not in the fucking rainbows and love and light and let's all just meditate and it's all going to be okay and, global consciousness, because this is real. Fear is real. So, what do we call it? What is it that we're trying to, we're not trying, we're already doing this. This is already affecting people. So what is it? What do we call it? What is it when we kind of, it's like a quarantine against fear, like a vaccination against fear. Like, what is it? And that's interesting. How is a vaccination or immunity supposed to work? Well, you take a little bit of the fear and you deliberately take it on board, like in the old days when they used to say, okay, if you've had measles, you won't have it again. Something like that. You deliberately take a little bit of that fear and you take it into yourself on purpose. So, it's like, that's what we're doing. This is the inoculation against fear. And, if you're around people and you feel there's a lot of fear, it could be a chance to say, hey, how are you doing? Are you feeling any fear at the moment? And if you feel that person's on a 6 out of 10 and they won't admit to having any fear, or they're like, I'm fine, and you can see they're breathing shallow and they're like tense in their body, then it could be like, hey, okay, maybe I won't hang out with that person just now, and let's not judge people. Everyone's doing their best. But this is a call out to my warriors. Yeah, this is a call out to my alchemists who want to take a hold of it. And that's it. So yeah, if you want to share this video, you're really welcome to do so. If you feel it might be useful to other people, and if you, I want to invite you, encourage you to put your own message out there. If you have an intelligent message which is dealing with helping people deal with fear, put that out there and take a stand. Take a stand. So Kerry said, "Be fearless" is my new mantra. And creativity and connection is maybe the antidote to fear. For me, it's presence. It's taking a look at it. It's like saying, okay, fear, I'm not afraid of you. You're not going to control me from my unconscious. Yeah? You're not going to control me from unconscious. I'm calling you out. I'm saying, okay, fear, come on, sit down. Let's have a fucking conversation. Let's talk. Sorry for the swearing. It's just what's coming out of me right now. So if it offends you, then no worries. Might not be the message for you. But anyway, look, I'm gonna sign off just here. I don't know the best way to coordinate this. I'm going to keep on putting the videos out. This is a Facebook Live going out right now, and then I'm duplicating it across Instagram and YouTube. And I've got a WhatsApp group. So, but just keep staying in touch. Keep on we're coming together in community to just be honest about fear, doing our fear hygiene. There's conversation in Best Year of My Life group. But do your work. Face your fear. And like I said before, if your fear is high, deal with it. If your temperature's high, let your temperature come down. Let your fear levels come down. And if you need some help, I'm here. If you need some help, there's other people in your life who are there. Who in your life is present? Who in your life is not afraid? Who on Facebook is not afraid? And, if your fear level is low, maybe you could be available to support other people. Maybe you could be available to reach out to other people and say, hey, I'm not afraid right now. Does anyone need some support? And if you're holding up well, then well done. And if you're, bear in mind there's other people who are doing it tough. I know Many of us have done a lot of inner work and we're kind of ready, but at the same time, it's like, hey, actually, there's, it's not easy for anyone. And if imagine being someone who was fearful to start with, it's not an easy time. So fit your own oxygen mask first, and then if you're available to be there for others, be there. Remember, the fear virus is every bit as real as any physical virus that may or may not be caused. I don't know. But the fear virus is A, it's real. B, it affects people. And C, you can do something about it right now. So stay tuned if you want some more tools. I think that's enough for now. Sending love. Dunstan, over and out.